There we go. What is going on, folks? We are live. We are live. Can you guys hear me okay? I think we got one person in. Can you guys hear me okay? Just want to make sure. All right. Hope everybody is doing well tonight. Can you guys hear me? Thanks, Anthony. How's your day going, brother? Where you are or where are you from, Ant? All right. Get my lights right. Okay. Anthony, where you from, man? See, we got a couple people in. 6 people in. What is going on? All come on in, come on in. This is just the my weekly live that I do. I've been gone for a while. I work for the post office, and let me get this. I don't know how to turn this slow off for the chat. Oh man, this is not good. Hold on, guys. Let me get this. Does anybody know how to turn the slow mode off? Again, I'm old. I'm building this thing as I fly it. I don't know a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to turn this slow mode off. And I wish I knew, but I've never done any streaming. Yeah, Barker, me and you both, bro. I'm trying to fly it, learn it as I fly it, man. But it is showing me or telling me that I have that my the messages that you guys are sending will be every 1 minute, and we cannot do that. So we got to get that figured out some type of way, man. And I am just not sure how to do it. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate that, man. Just trying to do the best I can with it, man. That I tell people all the time, I wish I can tell them how to become rich and wealthy and all of that stuff. I don't know that part, but I do know the experiences that I've gone through and, how I've not made the best decisions. And if I can tell you, young men, how to, do some different stuff based on my life experience, then yeah, that's what I have to offer. And that's what I want to continue to offer. So I appreciate your support, Seth. Thank you. Dope Law. What is going on, man? How's it going, brother? That if anybody, oh, wait a minute. Let's try this because I have an edit here. Okay, here we go. Wait 1 second, fellas. Let me see if I can turn this slow mode. I'm not seeing how to do it. There we go. There we go. Slow mode is off. Finally got that taken care of. I'm good, Dope. I'm good tonight, man. Hoping my Lions can get some things pulled off here. I got some I got some FanDuel bets going on, so it ain't looking good for my dude Sam Donaldson, but it's gonna be all right. Hello from the UK, Delta. I don't want to murder your first name, man, but how are you? Glad to have you with us tonight, man. Dope Law, how do you feel about the book of Proverbs? You know what, man? Believe it or not, I am an ordained elder, although I do not practice anymore and not part of any organized religion, but I have read the Bible, not read, but studied it on multiple occasions. And I believe Proverbs, man, is a awesome book. a lot of life application, whether you believe in Christianity or you subscribe to any organized religion. The book of Proverbs is just a life book, I think. A lot of good life application in that book. So yeah, yeah, that is an awesome book, man. Again, whether you subscribe to any particular religion or not. That So guys, I just put a video out not too long ago, and I was addressing a question from one of the subscribers talking about older or young men and older women. And that is a very interesting interesting video. So I would encourage you guys to take a look at it. But yeah, man, that I was talking about how that seems to be a theme now, that you have a lot of older women that are out front, up front, and really don't care about the stigma of dealing with younger men. I think that that is very problematic for younger men who, really don't have a lot of the life experience, I believe, necessary to deal in that type of relationship. And I talk about that a lot on the video. So you guys definitely give that a look. But if there's any questions that I can answer from you guys or for you guys, I would be more than happy to do that. So just fire away here and we can get this going. That, let's see. Serenium, Jay San, what's the biggest problem you see young men facing today? If I'm going to be honest with you, man, I see like um, lack of a father figure in the lives of many young men. There were so many things that I was taught, man, just by default or inadvertently by my father, that are so valuable to me today. And the absence of fathers, I see that as a huge challenge for young men today. There's certain nuances, certain things that are part and parcel of being a man that I think you miss out on not coming up with a father. Not saying that you cannot be successful or you can't get those things later in life, but I think that when you don't have them coming up, that can definitely be problematic for you. Um, Big punch or big, yeah, big. See, this is what happens when you get old. You can't see. Uh, Big punch. What is your personal opinion on artificial intelligence? I believe, man, it's awesome for business, but I have a fear about that, man, that um, I think that government is so concerned with what they can do with it money wise. Listen, this thing learns on its own. So what happens when it learns that, humans are killing each other and they are more of a threat than anything else? My fear is that, you know, the artificial intelligence would say, well, we should just kill off people. And I don't think nobody's really paying attention to that, man. So from a business perspective, I think AI is fantastic. And I don't even know the half of it. I'm just kind of, um, uh, uh, learning it as I do this. I'm sure that a lot of you younger guys have far more experience and application with it. So I think it's great from a business perspective, but I do think if they don't put some type of control on it, man, that it could come back and bite us. Lion's Den, is the first date with the girl the best time to set boundaries and tell her what you expect and desire long term? Yeah, Lion's Den, they do it with you. They have no problem telling you right off rip what's gonna happen, you're gonna have, if you're gonna want to take me out, you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to do that. You are no less important than them, particularly your time. So yeah, there is nothing wrong. Now, don't get me wrong, man. You don't want to sit down and before you just have just general conversation, okay, this is why I'm here. This is what is going to go on. I'm saying that after some conversation, man, if you feeling a young lady and you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's why when I was dating, man, I'm not buying dinners and spending money. No, we having a cup of coffee first, so we can talk. I can see if you're my type, if you're my type, and then some point in time at after that we go about talking about what are you looking for and that type of thing, expectations. But yeah, man, why not? Why waste your time, man? Your time is the most precious commodity you have, and you do not need to waste it on somebody, man, that is not on your program, right? um let's see. Dope Loss ask, who are your favorite mentors on YouTube, and are you investing? I am and I am not, man. I invest through my job. I have a 401k, and then I do some things on Robinhood individually as far as just individual stocks and that. I'm not really big into it, although I want to be. As far as mentors, I listen to a guy, and I would invite you guys to listen to him too. He's phenomenal. His name is Anton Daniels. He is out of Detroit. He has a show, the Millionaire Morning Show, I think it's called. That guy is phenomenal, man. I try to catch him as much as possible. That's pretty much the only guy I listen to on the regular. He is really good, and I would definitely recommend his channel to you guys. Dope. How did you meet your fiance? What do you like most about her? And what made you want to get married again? I met my fiance online. What I like about her the most, Dope, is her femininity. She is probably the most feminine woman that I've ever dealt with. I did a video couple weeks ago telling young men about how you just don't know certain things. And I will tell you, man, that in all of the dealings that I've had with women, it wasn't until the last 10 years that I really understood what and I want to do a video on this as far as what a real woman is. I have forgotten more women than I've dealt with, countless relationships, marriages, and that. And you know what? It goes way beyond good coochie and a big booty. And once I got beyond that, man, and a cute face and all of that superficial stuff, um, yeah, man, supportive. These are the qualities that I like about her. Supportive. Again, the femininity is the most important part. I can't tell you how many women that I have dealt with in my time, man, that thought they had a bigger dick than me. And that is very problematic, very combative, very masculine type women. So what I love about her the most, man, is just her feminine spirit and how she rests in that. She's very supportive, very helpful. And it is her that made me want to get married again or try marriage again. Oh, let's see. Seth, I've been dealing with a girl for 4 years now, and I proposed over the holidays. She proved herself to be the woman I can live and grow with. Do you believe it was a good choice? We're both 23. Seth, I will tell you, man, that, I've been married 3 times. Each one of my 3 wives, man, or former wives, I absolutely loved. I I will tell you, man, that, and I'll leave it here because I don't want to cast any dispersions upon your fiance. I'm sure she's a wonderful girl. I'm sure you're a great guy. But what I will tell you, young man, is that I am not the same man at 23 or at 55 that I was at 23, that I wasn't the same man at 33 than I was at 23. what am I saying to you, young man? That you grow and that you develop. And I know people like to talk about, well, we can grow together and we can, when it comes to relationships and that. But I will tell you, man, that relationships at your age, at their best, is very hard. I mean, at their best, they're hard because you're dealing with two different people, two different upraisings, two different personalities, and they are very difficult. Um, and they are especially difficult when you are young and you haven't had a lot of life experience to help you along with that. I think it's said in there that you're both God fearing. Me and my third wife, we were both elders, ordained elders in the church, and I would tell you, man, that the death or the murder of a child, a serious sickness, outside family interference, all of that stuff, man, as godly as we were, didn't save our marriage. So, um, you know, based on my experience, Seth, I'm always going to tell you guys that at 23, you should be building yourself. Um, and because the majority of my young life was spent in marriage and divorce. And if I had a chance to do it all over again, I would do exactly what I'm encouraging you young men to do now, which is not to prioritize that until you get into a position where you've built yourself adequately, not only financially, emotionally, mentally, all of that. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Dope Law, how much for your mentoring sessions with you? Um, I don't like to go into that. Um, I don't like to go into that dope on here. My email is willman151. I put it at the bottom of the last few videos. My email is willman151@gmail. If you want to reach out to me there, put coaching in the subject line. I'd be more than happy to tell you all about it. I actually had my first coaching session today with a young man, awesome young man out of Maryland. I won't mention his name, but awesome young man. And we had our first session today. So I would definitely, encourage you guys, if you're getting some value out of these videos, I believe that a one-on-one session would be good for you guys. And if not with me, with somebody. Like I said in the last video, you can't be afraid to invest in yourself. And speaking to someone who is older than you or who has more experience in a thing that you're interested in, that can only benefit you, right? So, yeah, definitely don't be afraid to do that. What if you're 29? Molten Angel asks, what if you're 29 and you, what if you are 29 and you haven't built yourself at all? Angel, I would say that you still got time, man. You still got time. As long as you're breathing, you have time, right? I'm a witness to that. I'm 55 and doing this content stuff and lives, and I never thought that I would be one for that, that I could do something like that. But I'm doing it at 55. So it's never too late. But I mean, let's be realistic, man, that at some point in time, it does get too late, right? I work out like it's too late for me to try to be Mr. Olympia like Ron Coleman and all of those guys that I came up with. I can want to do it all day long, but the reality of it is my time has passed for that. So I can still go to the gym, which I do, but so it's never too late to get into shape, but it is too late for me to go at it at that level that it would be required to do that thing. So yeah, you got time, man. You got time. And time is still on your side. But while it's on your side at 29, get to building, man. You know the mistakes you're making that put you where you are right now. It's about saying, you know what? No, I want something different, identifying what it is that you want and start making moves towards that. And at 29, you still have time. Fiercely Independent, thank you very much for the support of the channel with your super chat. Age 26, Fierce says, building myself. I've endured major failures, not in a relationship. I want to marry uh, within my own race, religion. Am I doing good? Um, Not in a relationship at age 26 is, I think, is a plus. Fiercely, that this is the time again that you want to build yourself, right? um, uh, uh, you've had some major failures. Listen, man, a lot of people have at your age. And I would dare say, not knowing what your situation is, they have had it even worse than you. You jump up, you dust yourself off, and you get on with it, man. As insensitive as that sounds, it's just the truth. So, you're not in a relationship, you want to marry. It says you've never been married either. You got time for that, independent. You got time for that. This is the time where you should be worried about, because let me tell you what happens, guys. Let me tell you what happens at your age when you go ahead and get married before building yourself. What you end up doing is you do this thing because you think you should, or you're emulating what you saw your father or other people do. And then you get into it and you realize it is way more than what I've seen on TV or what I've seen growing up in my house. And you start getting bombarded with real challenges that you are not suited financially, emotionally, mentally for. And now you in it. Now you in it. And not to mention the fact that your chick is probably going through the same thing, right? And it just becomes a struggle. It just becomes a struggle at your age. I would much rather prefer, you guys, to get yourself right personally, right? The building yourself, right? Really learn and grow and know yourself first before you now try to find out who you really are. But now you got children and you got a wife, and now you got to try to figure all of that out at the same time. As far as marrying within your race, you know what, man, I don't, that's a personal choice. If you're saying, I, here's what you will find, man, that, um, an idiot is an idiot no matter what color. A bad wife is a bad wife no matter what color, no matter what religion or culture. A good person is a good person no matter what the color. I wouldn't close yourself off from someone independent that could possibly be a good match for you just because they're not your religion, just because they're not your race or your culture. Okay. Hope that helps, brother. Thank you. Thank you for the support of the channel. Thank you, Ty Guy. Joseph, what's going on, brother? Hey, brother, listen to a lot of your advice about working a lot on your purpose, passion as a young man from 23 to 29. Example, working 12-hour days until you're 30. But my question is, wouldn't that create a midlife crisis? Yeah, yeah. I don't think so, man. I think that if you are doing your purpose, I've seen guys do that whole midlife crisis thing when they've worked and they've done what everybody else has told them to do their entire lives, and then they look up and, like you said, it's midlife, and damn, what am I doing? That's the midlife crisis. I can't see a midlife crisis, man, when you are functioning in your purpose, right? And if that purpose requires you to work 12-hour days or this, that, and the other, I'll tell you guys something about this content creation that I'm doing, which is becoming a real passion for me. I've been editing video. I did a one-on-one coaching today. Now, keep in mind, I work a full-time job. Um, and today's my first day off. I did a one-on-one coaching session at noon. I was editing videos earlier today. Now I'm watching football and sitting with my girl, but I'm doing this live tonight. And the reason that I'm not tired or I don't feel like this is work is because it is becoming a real passion for me talking to you young men and trying to help. So no, man, working, a lot of days, up into your 30s or 40s, if you are building yourself with something that you're truly passionate about, I don't see that becoming a midlife crisis, man. I see guys older than me, doing things that they really love. And it don't look like no crisis to me, bro. It look like they're having a good time. Okay. Uh, Ty the guy. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Fiercely independent, you are more than welcome. Hope that helps, man. Good luck to you and your fiance. Good luck to you guys. Corey P asks, do you believe a man after the age of 20 should move out of their parents' house and grind it out? Or should they take advantage of your circumstances and stay with your parents to save more money? That's an excellent question, Corey. I would tell you from my own experience what I think about that. I was able to stay in my parents' house until I was 20. I think I moved out at 25, right? And what I was always told, Corey, was that, as long as you respect the house, as long as you respect our house, you can stay here as long as you want. And, that allowed me time to, money up and do the things before I left. I would say, Corey, that if that is your real intent, to say to your mom and dad, hey, listen, my plan is to move in another, you're 23. Let me see. Yeah, you're 23. Mom, dad, I think I want to move out, in another year or so. And you know what? I want to try to save money, get myself together to do that. Corey, if that is your actual plan and that's what you plan to do, and you are working, right, hard, you are saving your money, you're getting stuff together, getting ready to move, I don't see a problem with that at all. Here's where I see the problem. When you're 23, you're sitting around the house like you 16, you're fuck you're messing off all day, you're playing video games, you have no intentions of leaving your parents' house because it's easy and it's safe. And you're not doing anything to further yourself. That's bullshit. That's total bullshit to me, because what you're doing is you are taking advantage. You're taking advantage of your parents, and that's not right. That is unfair. So if your parents are gracious enough, like mine's were, to say, as long as you respect our home, you are able to stay, or we don't have a problem with you being here. I paid rent when I stayed at home. I helped with bills. Listen, once you get over 18, you are not a child. You are not a child. So to be sitting in your parents' house, especially when you get up in your 20s, and you're just sitting there expecting them to do for you like you were when you were 13, bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You need your ass beat doing that to your parents. And a lot of parents let their kids get away with that because they believe that they're helping them. I do not. I believe that they're hurting you by doing that, right? I think they're hindering you because, like I tell my children, if things happen the way they should happen, I'm going to die before you guys. So I need to adequately prepare you to make it on your own in my absence. And allowing you just to sit around all day and not prepare yourself for getting out of my house and making a life for yourself, I believe that they're setting their child up for a failure. So to answer your question, man, I went all the way around the rose bush. just to say I absolutely believe that if your true intent is to leave, and your parents are giving you that opportunity or giving you that space, because it very well could be, at the 18 or at 18, you got to get the hell out, right? So if your parents are gracious enough to do that and you are actively moving towards that, I don't have a problem with that at all. Um, Glimmer Abner says, I'm 19 and I start a new job tomorrow. I'm nervous as shit. Can you give me any advice? I absolutely would, man. Go in there, keep your mouth closed, and learn, right? Go in there, show up on time. Show up on time. Actually, show up before time. Keep your mouth closed and learn your job. There is nothing worse. I've been working major jobs, man, since I was 18. There's nothing worse, man, than somebody coming in that I have to train that knows more than me or talks too much. That you're here to learn this new job, right? Don't be afraid, man, of the fact that it's a new job. They're going to teach you everything you need to know. You just need to shut the hell up and let them teach you. And I will tell you, I come in contact with more men, more young men that come in telling me more about the job that I've worked for years, and you're just stepping foot in the door. Shut up and learn the job. So whatever they want you to know, Aber, whatever they need you to know, they're going to teach you. Don't worry about it. Just be a sponge, man. Show up on time. I don't know if this is your first job. Says you're 19. I don't know if this is your first job or your first real job, but show up on time, man. Be open. Whoever your trainer is, man, just be quiet and learn the gig, man, and you'll be fine, right? Yellow J asks, at what time do you recommend finding a relationship? My plan was to grind out a full-time job and master's at 23 years old. At the same time, I have zero relationship experience and wonder if that's bad. Um, I recommend, man, again, and I can only go off of my own experience. Um, yeah, man, I would have waited. I would have waited till like my late 40s, early 50s, right? Giving myself plenty of time to get myself together. Men want to rush into marriage at a young age, and I get it. A lot of times it's because of sex. A lot of times it is, the fear of kind of being alone, and you gravitate to the first woman that I get it. But again, in retrospect, man, because I was first married at 27. And my whole life from 27 all the way up until like my late 40s has been nothing but marriage, divorce, recovery, marry again, divorce, recovery. And it's because, man, some of it was their fault. A lot of it was mine, in the sense that I just wasn't ready, man. I wasn't ready. And as I look back on it, I really wish I would have spent more time developing myself than chasing these relationships. So I would say, man, 40s or 50s, give yourself time to get yourself together and date. What is wrong with just dating? That's how you get your relationship advice. You date, and you don't have to marry the first woman that gives you a piece of coochie or shows you interest. Just date, my man. Oh, wow. Whoever gave the $2, thank you for the support of the channel. What made you find Rolo? What made you find Rolo? Rolo Tomasi, I believe you're talking about. What made me find him, man? It was just totally by chance. I had got this job at the post office. I do a lot of driving. I had just found YouTube at that point. Before then, I would just listen to the radio all the time. And I had found YouTube, man, and he turned up on my feed. And I was just blown away. blown away instantly, man, at all of this stuff about females and about relationships that I had no idea about. And once I found him, it just started to make all kinds of sense. Stuff that I had been going through since I was in my teens with women, listening to this guy. Rolo Tomasi, The Rational Male is his book. I would recommend every young man on here find that book and read it. You would be amazed. It changed my entire, it changed how I moved entirely when it came to relationships and females. Again, Kevin Samuels is on that same line, but Rolo Tomasi and guys like him, there's a bunch of, they call them red pill guys. And there are a bunch of them. Rich with Cars is one of them. There's some other guys that I listened to, but yeah, man, it was those guys. I got started listening to him while I was driving at work, and phenomenal information. I would recommend that to every young man on here. Um, Let's see who we got. Great questions, by the way, guys. Excellent questions. Chuck, yeah, man, that was hard. When he passed away, man, I think that he did a lot of good for young men. I think he did even more good for women, like just really telling them the honest truth about things, and just having them like just kind of really examine themselves, and those who weren't giving them shit and weren't combative. And I think that they really benefited from his advice even more so than men. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Chuck, do you believe in God? I do. I do, Chuck. I do. Organized religion, I am not a part of anymore. But I won't go as far as to say I don't believe in God. I believe that life is too complex for there not to be some type of creator involved in it. So I do believe in God. Uh, Give me a beer. First real job. Thanks a lot. Just scared I won't fit in. Won't fit in. Followed because you talk real for young men. Give me a beer. You'll be fine, man. You will be fine. That it was everybody that is at that job. It was their first day too, right? And what makes your first day at jobs or school or whatever it is easier, man, is when you just go in and get the lay of the room first, right? You just go in and sit back, man, and just kind of get the lay of the room. When you go in there and you over talking and you trying to do the most, that's when you get to look like, who the hell is this guy? Where they get him from? You go in there, man, you just ease back and just learn your job. At the end of the day, you are there for the job. You're not there to make friends, although if you do, that's a benefit. But the reality of it is you're there to make money, not friends. If you keep your focus on that, you'll be fine, brother. You'll do just fine. Z next. Can you see my question? Oh, okay. I am $17. Uh, okay, next. I'm not sure I understand your question. I'm $17 with you're 17, I'm assuming, with 3,000 to my name, but I feel behind, and I also feel like getting a girl. Okay, very, very difficult, man, to understand your question. Try to reword that for me. Okay, there we go. I'm 17 with 3,000 to my name, but I feel behind, and I also feel like getting a girl while being, while being in school. but I'm scared it's going to distract me from my purpose. I don't know what to do. At 17 years old, man, you date, man. That at 17, why are everything about you? You ain't even an adult yet. I mean, I appreciate the fact, man, that you're 17 and you got 3 grand. That is awesome, man. If you're saving that, but a girl and this, that, and the other, I can understand at 17 chasing coochie. I get that part, but serious about a girl at 17? No, my man, you need to be focused on finding out what your passion is. What do you like? What do you think about all day long? What could you do that people wouldn't even have to pay you for and you would do for free? That's the type of stuff that your mind needs to be on at 17, man. Um, let's see. Spiritual K, my 101s. Like I said, man, I don't like to talk about that on the live. You can hit me at willman151@gmail.com. Put coaching in the subject line, and I will give you all the information that you need about that. I don't like really getting into that on the lives, but I'll be more than happy to discuss, the process and that if you reach out. And I do have that email uh, in the description of the videos that I put out. Okay. Let's see. Dope Law, have you ever made a video on loneliness and being alone? I absolutely have. I absolutely have, man. Yeah, just go back through my channel and you'll be able to find that. I absolutely have one specifically about that. Okay. Ace Forever. I watched your 18 to 29 vid. I'm 24 in plumbing for about 2 years. And after watching your video, I've confirmed that nobody really cares about me. I'm just fighting my demons on my own. That is unfortunate, Ace. And what you will find, man, as a man, is that many times, man, you're going to be on your own. And while it is nice to have people that care, if you don't, man, you still got to you still got to live, man. You still got to play the game. Again, I'm not dismissing what you're saying. It sounds like, you got some stuff going on, man. And I would definitely, encourage you to reach out and talk to somebody about that. But, coming to the conclusion, man, that, nobody cares about me. Uh, if you don't continue to work and do the things that you need to do to build yourself, man, you're gonna really find out how many people care about you when you can't pay your rent, or when you can't pay your light bill, or you can't pay your car note. You're really going to find out how much people don't care about you. So, don't let that be a distraction, man. At the end of the day, you're the only one you can never leave. Everybody, the parents that you love, the brother and the sister you're so close to, your wife, your chick, everybody, if you live long enough, everybody's going to leave you. You're the only one that you can never leave, right? So while having people around to care about you is good, if there's nobody around, you are, and you have to care about you, right? Hope that helps, man. Let's see. Do you believe in therapy for young men? Have you ever had it? I absolutely have, and I would scream that to the rooftops for you young men to go get yourself some therapy. I tell my children all the time that all of us, even the people that you think have it all together, have it all figured out, we all have stuff. All of us, everybody. We all have childhood traumas. We all have school traumas. We all have relational traumas, parental traumas. We all have stuff, right? And it took me into my mid 30s, man, to find my way to a therapist and start working through a lot of that stuff. Because if you don't talk to people about this stuff, about these traumas, it'll just manifest itself in other destructive ways in your life. Drinking too much, eating too much, promiscuity, all kinds of stuff, man. It'll show itself in very destructive patterns in your life. So I absolutely am an advocate for therapy for all ages, particularly when you're young, because there's a lot of stuff that has happened that you really just don't know how to process through. Okay. Coffee, thank you for your advice. I am 18 and your channel is helping me out a lot. Please keep up the good work. Thank you very much, young man. I'm trying. I am really enjoying talking with you guys and trying to, give you as much knowledge in the way of how to avoid. Listen, I wish I could tell you from a place of, I am a uber successful person and I can tell you how to make all of this money, and that's just not my story. And I want front for YouTube, Instagram, or anybody else along those lines. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you how to do things opposite of what I did when I was your age, with hopes that if you do that, you would have a different result in life than what I had. So thank you, man, for the support of the channel. Dope Law, since you've been working out, what has been your diet? Interesting that you asked me that, Dope. I just started another channel called The Journey Back. And it is me chronicling I'm doing a 16-week diet, trying to get myself back in the best shape that I've been in. And it won't be the best shape that I've ever been in. I did bodybuilding shows back in my late 20s, early 30s. I did some bodybuilding shows in which I had to like really diet down and, follow a meal plan and all of that stuff. So I'm really trying to get back to that type of shape. So, but I'm doing a YouTube channel on that, man. I want to inspire people my age that you can still go in and lift and get into good shape without killing yourself. So my diet, low carb, I prioritize protein and moderate good fat. Let's see. Seth, I am stuck on the same girl that I can't get over from a couple years ago. We dated 3 years ago and she wound up leaving. Saw her recently, can't get her out of my head. Any advice on how to move past it? Seth, get busy. Get busy on yourself. That, I did a video on this a while back, man. I have absolutely been there. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. And what I can tell you from experience is that in those instances where I couldn't get that girl out of my head and I was just hurt and I was just all kind of messed up, you know what I was doing? Sitting around thinking about that girl that I was all messed up about and all hurt about, instead of, you know what, let me go find something to get myself together. Like ultimately what that looks like, Seth, is that I'm so busy working on me, I ain't got time to think about her. Like at some point, I have to get my finances together. I have to get my body together. I have to get my mind together. I have so much stuff to focus on with me that if I just get busy on that, every now and so often, she'll come up like, oh man, I haven't thought about her in a while. I wonder what she's doing. There's a very big difference, Seth, between that and, oh my God, I can't believe she left me, and man, I'll never be the same without her. And I wonder who is she messing with another guy, and you're just caught up in that all day. The reason you're caught up in that like that, man, is because you're not busy enough. Get busy, my man. That'll take care of all of that. You got enough in building yourself to occupy so much bandwidth in your life that you won't have time to think about that. All right. Let's see. Dope Law. Have you ever struggled with porn and everything that comes with that? Have you ever had an addiction? You know what, Dope? You are I see that a lot in my comments. I think I'm going to do a video on that. I've watched it, of course. I don't think I've ever had an addiction to it or a problem with it, but I have my suspicions as to why many young men today may struggle with that. And I think I'm going to do it. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow. That why I think that so many men, young men, struggle with porn, whereas when I was coming up with it, it was I think it was something a little different. It was nothing that I was never addicted to, or nothing that I felt that I needed to do. Maybe like if it sounds terrible, but it's true. Maybe if I'm going to see a chick and I know that we're going to have sex, maybe to get me going or something like that. But never oh my gosh, I can't be by a computer without going to a site, or I'm constantly on my phone. Never that type of thing, man. But I am going to do a video on that. I'm seeing that more and more in my comments that you young men are struggling with that. So look for that video soon. I'm going to do that one very soon on what I think the root cause of that is and how you can get around that. Seth, I appreciate you, Seth. Appreciate the support, man. Dope, you are very welcome, man. You're very, very welcome. Big Punch, do you believe chasing just money leads to a pointless life? No, man. I don't think you should just I don't think that you should just chase money, man. I don't building yourself is, like I said, finding your passion and your purpose in life. Doing that so that when you get up in age, you're able to have a family and really care for them and raise children the way that they. No, I don't think it's all about money, man. Now we can't fool ourselves into thinking that money doesn't matter. It absolutely does. But no, I don't think it's pointless, man, because it's not about, when I advocate for you guys to build yourself, it's just not building yourself financially. I want you building yourself financially. I want you in a gym, building yourself physically. I want you in therapy, building yourself emotionally and mentally. So no, I don't think that's pointless at all, brother. And I don't believe, Punch, that it's just chasing money. I believe that building yourself encompasses everything that I just said, not just finances, right? Coffee. How do you get yourself motivated to do hard work as a man? You just do it. You just do it, man. A lot of that, though, was my father. As far back as I can remember, man, I didn't have a choice. I wasn't given a choice to get motivated. My father told me the day before I started working construction with him, he called me over. I was messing around at a friend's house. He asked me if I had a pair of work boots. I told him I didn't. He said, "Get a pair. You're going with me tomorrow." And that's how that went. It wasn't how I felt about it, what I thought about it. If I do, is it a good idea? No, you just did it. Even today, man, during that first coaching call, what motivated me, and I was terrified, man. I'd never done anything like that before. What motivated me was, uh, wanting to help, wanting, I mean, here's the thing, man. You can have a lot of things um, to motivate you, but at the end of the day, man, you just got to certain things you just got to do, like hard work, things that you're afraid of. As a man, as an older man, when I look back on it, Seth, I just did it, man. I did it scared. I did it unsure. I did it unmotivated. I just did it, man. At the end of it all, I just did it. Motivation should not be a factor. Commitment should be the factor more than motivation. You know, seeing a goal, seeing your goal, setting a goal and accomplishing it. You're not going to be motivated all the time, man. Um, so it shouldn't, whatever you're doing, if you're predicating it solely on motivation, half the time you ain't even going to do it because you're not going to feel like it. You're not going to want to do it, right? So it shouldn't be about motivating or being motivated. It should be about the commitment that you made to yourself, the commitment that you made to others, and following through with that commitment. That's man stuff, bro. Uh, Dope. Are you into herbs and supplements? Not really, man. I had a kidney transplant years ago. I've actually had two of them, and I was told that vitamins and stuff like that I can't do. Now, I will do. Excuse me. I will do protein shakes and stuff like that. I've played with creatine, but nothing on the regular, man. I don't take anything like that on the regular, not at all. Um, so let's see who else we got. Um, so yeah, we got about 4 more minutes here. We got about 4 more minutes here, guys, before we have to wrap it up. So if there's any other questions you guys have, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I am going to do that video. Okay, here we go. Sam D. I'm a 23-year-old virgin, and it's an insecurity that has been growing on me a lot in the past couple of years. I can't help but feel like I'm missing out on a very human experience. How do I get over this? Um, Sam, I wouldn't worry about that at 23, man. That for I think culture and social media and all of that puts so much pressure on young men to just be raging sex fiends. And I wouldn't put a lot of pressure or a lot of pressure on yourself about that, man. You 23, like, for all of the women that I have, been involved with, slept with, or whatever, at the end of the day, man, like, what does it even matter? That human experience you're talking about, that human experience, man, would be so much better served with a woman that really cares about you and you care about her. And, you've built yourself to the type of man that can care for a family. And, it's you and her doing this thing together. Like, that's the real human experience. Just knocking chicks down, man. Like, you know, I wouldn't, you ain't got to, I wouldn't feel a way about that at all, man. That's going to come. That's going to come when it comes. I would be more concerned now about building yourself, man, finding out what your passion is. That is more important. That is more important now than sex. That's going to come for you. I guarantee it. That's going to come. You're not missing out on a thing, right? Focus on yourself for now, man. Hope that helps you, brother. Um, let's see. Seth, any advice on how to find your passion? Yeah, man. You got to you have to stop being distracted and figure out what that is. We all have it. We all have something that we love to do, that we are passionate about, that we are excited about. But 9 times out of 10, we can't find it because we're so busy being distracted by other things. So you have to clear the distractions from your life, man. Sit down with yourself, not literally, but sit down with yourself and figure that out. What is it that I like? What is it that I'm, excited about? Like I told you guys weeks ago, for me in my 20s, it was the gym. Like that was something that I could do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? Now it's this content creation. It's the thing, man, that, I'm thinking about when I wake up, when I go to bed, I'm thinking about how I can make this better. And it don't even feel like work, right? So you find that out, man, by removing distractions out of your life and figuring that out for yourself. Okay. Dope law. That seems to be your motto. Build yourself. It is, man, because I didn't. The reason that I harp on that and I say it a billion times in videos and even on here is because when I was you guys' age and I should have been building myself, I didn't, right? And I'm paying the cost for that now. And I don't want you guys to have to pay that same cost. So that is absolutely my motto, is build yourself. Build yourself now while time is on your side, while you're young, so that, like I said, you can live the type of life of a person that really has options and really has resources, right? So, um, Seth, Sundays at 11. Sundays at 11. I'd start doing it. I did a couple of them. And then I worked for the post office. So we were on our peak season during Christmas. And I had to, I was working a lot of hours, so I couldn't do them. We were over that. So Sundays at 11, man. Sundays at 11, I'll be on. Okay. So yeah, guys, listen, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I got another video that I just put out tonight talking about younger men dealing with older women. Check that out. I am doing the one-on-one counts or one-on-one coaching. Guys, reach out to me at Willman151, WILLMAN 151 at Gmail. Put coaching in the subject line, and I'll reach back out to you and let you know what is going on with that. As usual, guys, thank you for the support of my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I hope this live added some value for you guys, and I'll be back next Sunday. All right. Build yourselves, man. Build yourselves.